What's going on, horror heads? Tis Rico, and I'm back for another video. If you have been watching my videos solely for my reactions, unfortunately, I'm not reacting to anything today. I am reviewing the latest installment, if that's what you can call it, to the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. And if you're new to this channel, I'm Rico, and I react to all things horror. I made the conscious decision to talk to myself and tell myself that I am not expecting the 1997 version of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I am not expecting the Kevin Williamson version of this movie. I told myself before even walking into the theater, as long as it was a good story, it had a good script, it was fun, it had some decent kills, I would be satisfied. I knew what it was walking into it. And unfortunately, I don't know what this movie was. I'm gonna try to keep this like very short and sweet and to the point because I don't want to talk too much. But when I go off on these tangents about horror movies, we just never know where we're gonna end up, okay? So just please follow me, all right? I have my little note card here because I wanted to make notes and I didn't want to forget anything and gloss over it. So let's just start here. I don't think that this version of I Know What You Did Last Summer needed to be in the theaters. The quality of what this movie was, it just was really giving Hallmark Lifetime vibes. And I really think that they should not have wasted the budget on trying to put this movie in theaters. Honestly, the way this movie was, they really could have reached out to a streaming platform, preferably Amazon, because I know that the I Know What You Did Last Summer series is already on Amazon Prime. So it, to me, would have made more sense if they would have partnered with Amazon Prime to make this like a movie premiere event, streaming event of some sort. We could have dealt without this in theaters. I could have saved my $20 for the movie ticket and my extra $25 for my box of popcorn and my damn icy. But that's a conversation for another day. Honestly, that's like a small, insignificant point in comparison to everything else, right? However, I feel like everything else that is a grievance to me about this movie, the source of all of this is the script. I honestly feel like the script was so lackluster. It honestly was very reductive. Like, there were some parts that felt like a spoof movie. It felt like they tried to take the original I Know What You Did Last Summer script, change a couple of words around, and they're like, oh, here, we have a new scene. But they didn't do it. They didn't do or add anything to the scenes to kind of stretch them out or give them life. After the accident, it kind of felt like a Scary Movie parody because the script was not word for word how it was in the original movie, but everything was just so fast. It's like, accident happened, oh my god, we have to go to the police. No, we can't go to the police because I don't have enough money. Would you all shut up? Then all of a sudden, we have to take this to our grave. Like, what? The dialogue just didn't sit well with me throughout the movie. And it's crazy because you go 2 hours of a runtime in this movie, and then all of these scenes don't necessarily give you anything. I mean, things are clearly happening in the movie, but I honestly feel like the dialogue is what kind of moves things along, and it just didn't do that. It felt like they had a very specific formula that they wanted to follow, and they kind of did bop, 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 and they didn't do anything in between. There was no meat and potatoes of the script. It really just felt like a watered down version of the original, which is sad because the great thing about writing is you literally can write anything. You literally have tons of material that you can do, especially with this being a new cast. I mean, you had so many options and it felt very lazy. The script felt extremely lazy. Like, they sat down with the original, got to their little laptop and kind of like used like a cheat manual or something. Changed a little dialogue around. It was like, oh, the script's done. No, bitch, tis not. We need an edit and a rewrite, okay? That leads me into my next point, which is the acting. It's all in the face. I feel like the acting was just, it was bland. there is a misconception about the 90s slasher movie to where we kind of like lump them together with the other corny horror movies. But when you really sit back and look at the actresses in these movies, baby, face. They give dynamic facial acting performances. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Neve Campbell, Jennifer Love Hewitt. I mean, these are, to me, the queens of facial acting. And unfortunately, this new cast, the acting was, and I could forgive the very bland script because I know that them poor kids, they didn't have much to work with. They really did the very best that they could. You know what I mean? But I mean, the facials were just dead. It was kind of just like, oh my God, I'm sad. Oh my God, now I'm scared. Like, bitch, can we get some face muscles? Can we get some lip quivers? Can we get some eyes popping out the head? Can we get an eyebrow? Can we get something? It's like everybody had damn Botox. And then the craziest thing is that the minute that Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. got on the screen, and even Sarah Michelle Gellar, the second that they got on the screen, it was like complete night and day. You could see that the acting felt more real. You just feel it. Honestly, Jennifer Love Hewitt just has it. She's just an amazing actress. She can tell you so much just based off of face. She don't have to say anything. She can just give a look and you just instantly got it. It's like none of these characters had a specific defining quality to their personality other than the Danica. I think that was her name, the name of the character. Now, I'll give you that. Before I went to go see the movie, I was looking at other people's reviews of the movie and seeing what they thought about the movie, and everybody kind of collectively expressed that the Danica character seemed very whiny and almost brattish and crying. But I honestly think, looking back on the movie, she honestly had the best acting in that she had other dynamics to work. She was going between being naturally ditzy and kind of very Gen Z to being actually scared. And so she, while it wasn't the best, she, out of everybody, kind of gave me a little more of what I was looking for in that sense. Oh, and the guy who was supposed to play the jock, it just felt like they say, okay, you're gonna be a jock. And he just kind of went through his Rolodex of how he thinks a jock is supposed to act, or what we all feel a jock is supposed to act in these movies. And he just kind of went along with that. But he had no alpha energy. I'll tell you one thing. In the original, Barry was very tall, but he was very lanky. He was very skinny, a little bird chest, you know what I mean? But the alpha energy that he exuded was just like, I'm ready to submit, Barry. I don't really believe in this, but you want me to dump the body? But just this one time now, all right? So, I mean, he just naturally had the dynamic of a jock. He wasn't pretending to be a jock. He wasn't pretending to be this man. He really was this character, and I just don't think that this other guy, whoever he was, hit the mark. I have absolutely no problem with casting popular actors of the generation, but I don't think that that's any reason to skim off on acting quality. And I definitely think we need to start finding actors and actresses who have that quality. You know who I think very much has that quality? Jenna Ortega. She's the one. She has that facial acting down pat. I honestly think the acting overall in this movie, it was just alright. Now leading into my next point. The cast of this movie felt so random. It literally felt like they just went to a casting call and said, you. Come on, you got the part. These people had no chemistry. Maybe that is in large part due to the fact that the script wasn't that good. I mean, it had a damn near a 2-hour run time. How can there be no scenes of chemistry between these actors? Like, they honestly just didn't feel like they knew each other. They didn't feel as if they had any kind of relation to each other. They just kind of felt, I'm here doing my job, getting my check. If we had a better script for the movie, we would have had more opportunity to just kind of have these characters play off of each other. Now, If you would have told me that this was like a college setting, I would have bought the characters more, because you know in college everybody is from everywhere, every walk of life, so you know what I mean? For them to have been acquainted with each other through high school and all of that kind of stuff, they really just didn't seem like they knew each other like that. They didn't really seem like they liked each other. It was kind of, I really think it was because of the script. We've all had like this resurgence of Scream movies, and everyone now thinks that they can just write a Scream movie. Everybody thinks that they have the formula down packed, and they underestimate the power of Kevin Williamson's writing and just how iconic it is, because that man can take the simplest plot line and he can write a full movie off of it, and every scene will be interesting, and he just has a way of tying every scene together in a very brilliant way. And unfortunately, people underestimate how difficult that really is. How is it that you have the writer of the original movie still living, still alive and kicking, and you don't even think to bring him in any way? He didn't even have to be the main writer. He could have been the co-writer. And that's the same with Scream. It makes absolutely no sense how y'all can bring Scream back and not at least bring Kevin Williamson back to at least consult on the script in any kind of way. I'm telling you, it felt like a Lifetime movie. It just felt like a bad version of a Scream movie. Like, it's weird because the way it was written felt like a Scream movie, but it didn't even feel like a good Scream movie. It felt like a literal knockoff. It didn't feel like I Know What You Did Last Summer at all. And we're going to go into our next point. Like the kill scenes and the way the fisherman kind of manifests in this movie, it didn't feel fisherman-esque. You could have had this exact same movie, put the killer in a completely different outfit, change the name of the movie, and bam. It just felt so out of place. And the kill scenes were weird. It's like you're just sitting there and all of a sudden the killer just pops up out of nowhere. Okay. He wasn't really menacing in any way. I feel like that's what this was missing. He sent the little "I know what you did last summer" note. Okay. Somebody wrote on the little sauna window, "You're next." All right. But outside of those two scenes, there was no real suspense. There was no build up of tension. He wasn't stalking his victims. He wasn't truly making them suffer. I mean, in the first movie, he really put them kids through the ringer before he killed them. Think about what he did to Barry. He did this whole like cat and mouse chicken thing in the car, hit Barry with the car, he drove him through a fucking wall or whatever it was. He literally stood over him and could have killed him in that one moment and just walked away like nothing. Like the fact that you could induce that kind of anxiety in someone because they think you're gonna kill them and then you just up and walk away, that's torture. What he did to Helen, cutting her fucking hair off. You're in this girl's closet while she's sleeping. You could easily kill the entire fucking family and you choose not to. You get this close to them just to let them know it could have been right then and there. It could have been that very fucking moment, but I'm gonna let you know your heart will not stop beating until I want it to stop beating. He literally waited until Helen was on stage and Barry was up in the balcony by himself to kill Barry. To do it right there in front of her. I mean, when you really sit down and rewatch the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, man, and you have to put it on from a storytelling point of view. And that's why I love Kevin Williamson's writing, because he does not just write horror movies. He writes stories within the horror movie. So it's like you're getting scared by the horror element, but you're also intrigued by the actual story and what's going on. And it's just like, it's so many different elements that work in tandem together that it just feels good, you know what I mean? The kill scenes were cool, but there was no build up to it. And so the fisherman didn't necessarily function as who we know to be the fisherman. And of course, okay, it was a different person, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, no matter how many Ghostface killers we have, Ghostface still has to be clever and taunting and very inquisitive. You know what I mean? Now, everything else up until now could have been forgiven. But my main issue with this fucking movie is their misuse of the legacy characters. Because of the way this movie was, they should not have even involved the legacy characters. Why on God's green earth is Danica dreaming about Helen Shivers? I understand they both were Croaker Queens and they both have that Croaker Queen connection, you know what I mean? But it made absolutely no fucking sense to bring Sarah Michelle Gellar back and have somebody who we don't even know dreaming about her. Clearly, Julie James was still torn up about missing her fucking best friend, and Julie James was the one who should have had dreams and visions about Helen Shivers. So that made no fucking sense. That whole scene, that is what kind of capped it off for me. I was like, bitch, this is like a horror. This is like a Hallmark. And then, if none of that was worse, they had the audacity to bring Ray back and fuck up that man's legacy. When I tell you I was so pissed, I'm not even exaggerating when I say they revealed Ray to be one of the killers. I was like, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I want to like kind of put a bullet point into the misuse of these legacy characters, because what we need to do is we need to start distinguishing between the realm of possibility and the realm within a franchise's possibility. Because I get it, what I get, and I understand what everybody is saying. Well, everybody handles trauma differently, so it makes sense that Ray would become a killer because he was traumatized and blah blah blah. In the full scope of the realm of possibility, yes, Ray could have become a killer. But in the realm of the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, that makes no fucking sense for Ray not only to turn into the killer, but for him to try and kill Julie. This man fought hell and high water to get to the Bahamas to save this damn girl. And you mean to tell me all of a sudden now he wants to, he's gonna kill Julie James? And what a disgrace to that man's legacy. Now when we look back in another 10 years, we have to live with the fact that the end of Ray's story is he became a killer and tried to kill Julie James. They went from being in love, being married, all of a sudden being divorced, and not only being divorced, now they fucking hate each other, can't stand to be around each other. Not only that, he's become a killer. Not only that, he's trying to kill Julie, the love of his life. I refuse to accept, not on my fucking watch. Ray would never do any kind of fucking shit like that to Julie, man. Y'all brought Carla back in the post-credit scene, right? Y'all gonna bring Julie to Carla's door talking about, now you have a picture with Carla's face X'd out, talking about it's not over. Now who in the fuck trying to go after Carla? Like, let's be honest. Who out here has just had a vendetta against Carla for all these years? Like, girl, that just made no sense. I mean, it was a cool scene. Julie was still clearly traumatized in the movie, but now she's coming to Carla's doorstep. And then Carla's over here talking about who we have to fuck up now. Girl, Carla, I love you. Julie James, I love you, honey. But baby, y'all didn't fuck anybody up in any of these movies. I'm sorry. I love y'all. I love y'all characters. But Julie James nor Carla Wilson, I think that was her last name, y'all didn't fuck anybody up. Y'all ran most of the movie. And Julie James, girl, the fact that you over here talking about, I was hoping you were gonna say that, as if this is some like I Know You Did Last Summer Avengers vigilante team, like you over here motherfucking Gale Weathers and Sidney Prescott. Oh please. Every other day somebody got to save you, and Ray was the only reason you got your hands on that gun in the first place. So the fact that y'all over here talking about, oh, we gotta fuck somebody up now, come on, we're gonna go and get him. It seems completely unfucking realistic that Carla, who had nothing to do with this, who had all of this trauma just sprung on her at the last minute without knowing, for the last 25 years has been rebuilding her life, and she about to get up out the comfort of her bed. She got her grown black man in the next room, honey, bringing her wine while she watches the news, and you think she finna get up out of the comfort of her damn house to go fight a killer that she doesn't even know exists? Don't get me wrong, Carla's about that life, but that doesn't even seem right, baby. I'll be like, Julie, girl, call the fucking police and get the fuck out my house so the killer can chase you and not me, okay? This movie was a mess. I feel like they had a lot of the right elements, but just used them very haphazardly. And like I say before, I was not looking for the original, but I still wanted to feel traces of it. I still wanted to feel like this movie belongs in the franchise in some kind of way. You know what I mean? You can call it I Know What You Did Last Summer, baby, but it wasn't that. I mean, this movie just completely disappointed me. If we're going out of 10 hooks, I'll give this, if it was a different horror movie, 5 hooks. Because it's supposed to be a I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, it's getting about 2 hooks, 2.5 hooks. Oh, and before I go, the girl who turned out to be the killer, was I the only one that felt like she looked a little old? She did not look old. She looked old. She looked like she had kids at home. She definitely looked like she had to warm that bottle up in between killing. I've already said more than I've kind of wanted to say without boring you all. Those are my thoughts. That is my review of the 2025 version of I Know What You Did Last Summer-ish movie. Please do me a favor, drop down in the comments below. Let me know what you all thought about the movie. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Let me know how many hooks you would give this movie. I would give it 2.5 stars if I'm being gracious. I'm gonna see you all on the next video. Peace.